Welcome back to part 36 of my Stationeers Mars playthrough. So, last time we got the hot gas processing up and running, and one of the reasons for doing that was I really wanted to be able to start thinking about an advanced furnace to make some of the advanced alloys. Now we are also going to probably use some space over here to do the composting, because that's a bit hazardous and extracts some hydrogen. So obviously being able to run that back in quite close to those tanks reduces the chance of accidental combustion. However, now we've got a good volume of processing for our hot gas, I think we are going to try to get a furnace in, and the obvious place to do that is somewhere near to that fuel tank and these hot gas lines. So I think we'll probably pop it in over here and see what we can do. I don't want to build it too near the base. I've had one too many, well probably about 10 too many accidents with advanced furnaces, so I kind of like the idea of building it further away. I know there's people that will build it inside and will have it all integrated in the base and everything else, but I have definitely blown a lot of bases up that way, so I think for safety we're going to do it outside, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of okay with that. It feels like probably we shouldn't be mucking about with high temperature, high pressure, flammable gases in the house. Just don't do it, kids. That's what the garden's for. So we're going to just pop that together. So let's start figuring out what we need to actually make an advanced furnace. And really what I want to do, the reason that I want to do this, first of all I'm going to figure out what machine to make the advanced furnace from. I think it is here, but I think I need to make the upgrade. So the real reason that I'm keen to do this is that I want to be able to make some inconel, which I can then use to make sensor goggles, and I'm hoping that if I get some sensor goggles I will actually be able to find the mythical nitrice that we've been looking for, because really if we're going to do any further base expansion, and I've got some plans, we've got to deal with the atmosphere. That's just going to become a bottleneck otherwise. So I'm kind of thinking a few steps down the line in terms of the plan. But it's always good to be thinking ahead a little bit. So that's the rationale for why we're doing it and why we're doing it now.
Power low.
So I think somehow in the latest update the settings have been reset. I did remap my keys real quick, but I also noticed I've now got first person helmet turned back on, which to be honest I'd forgotten was even a thing and that I had turned off. So that's quite nice actually, although after a little while I do find the slight scratches on the visor get a little bit old, but there we go. But you can't really see it at the moment because it's dark, but I say power low, it's not that low really, was it? Do you know what, I might build some base lights out here now. I feel we've got enough power under control that we could do that quite safely. Right, there we go. Let's think about that. Right, okay, so here's the printer mod. So let's weld that on here. And let's see what new fancy stuff we can make in here. And it's not in here, the advanced furnace is not in here, but we can make lots of cool fancy stuff. I should actually just have used the Stationpedia, always do this, and actually just look it up. Advanced furnace, and we can see we make that on the electronics printer, so we could have made it anyway. That feels wrong to me. It feels like that should have been the sort of device that shouldn't be made. It's not really electronics really to me. But there we go. Anyway, right, so we need gold, we need steel, we need silicon. Okay, well, let's deal with the quick ones first, which is those two, and then let's go see whether we've got any steel left over here. We have, indeed. We're going to need some steel to make inconel as well, so I'll keep a little bit of it back for that, but hopefully that is enough. Right, gold. Can I have the silicon, please? That would be really nice. Yeah, I'm I'm a bit baffled. That feels really counterintuitive, making a furnace in an electronics printer. Feels like it should be a pipe bender thing. Maybe that's just me. Right. So I think we've emptied this of all steel by making sheets, but we need some for the extra frames and we need some for the making the furnace itself. That's going to take a little while to cook, so we'll let that go. Obviously we're going to need more pipe work because we always need more pipe work when we're doing this sort of stuff. I'll just scan right past them. Right, there's not much left there, is there? So let's tap that a couple of times. Right, okay, I'm going to go and lay out a bit of space over here. So this is roughly where I said we would build. Look at the heat coming off that. Right. So that's fine, but the only one I want is these. So I'm going to lay a new 3x3 grid here. I'm possibly being too cautious with this, but as I say, I have blown up quite a lot of bases this way, so I'm kind of just not really in the mood to do it again. Actually, these could be single welds. Okay, that's good. Gives us some more room. Right, there's the furnace. I think we need electronics parts as well, if I recall correctly. Electronic parts. I think we probably only need one of them. Did this come out? Yes, it did. Good. Get in there. Okay, I think that's enough to. Right, have we actually got any cable to connect this to anything? A little bit. Yeah. Okay, that'll do. Let's get the furnace built. That's the next job. So I'm going to put this over here. Hoping that that's far enough away that if I do blow anything up, it's slightly less catastrophic. Now, the advanced furnace is actually a bit nicer when you come to mount it on the ground than the normal one, because it actually kind of looks like it belongs on the ground. Once it's built. Right, so we need electronics parts. Where did they go? In here. Go, and I think I'm right in saying it's a weld steel sheets job. Yep, there we go. And that looks like a screwdriver job to me. It may be wrong, but it looks like it. No, it is. Right, there we go. Oh look, we can stack those. That's neater, isn't it? Right, there we go. That's built. That's a good start. Right, we're going to, oops, put that in the wrong place. We're going to obviously need to connect it to power, and we will connect it to data as well, because some of the super alloys you can make by hand. Inconel you usually can. It's a bit fiddly, but it's usually doable. But some of them get really close to the detonation point of the furnace, so I think we're probably going to need electronics to do that in any scale. We might get away with it the odd time, but I'm certainly not prepared to make a mass industry out of it. So there we go, let's get that in there. Right, longer term, we've got enough space around this. If we want to, we can build a building to capture the gas. We can do all that sorts of stuff as well. So that's the other advantage of putting it all the way out here. We could just throw up some walls along these grid lines here and seal these in, and have some gas extractors, recycle some of the gas coming off it. So that obviously is a potential for future upgrades. How's this going? Oh, it's going all right, isn't it? Let's get on with it. Right. So what am I over here to do? Pipes. That was it. So we need to run a fuel line. I think I'm going to put a valve on that fuel line just to improve the flow, and we'll put a hot gas line. Obviously we don't need to go very far with the hot gas line. Well, hopefully we shouldn't have to go too far with either of them. And then I think we're good to go. So I'm going to take a gamble on that being enough there. I'm going to put in one valve. What I'm going to do is pop a couple of pipe meters on there, because we're some way away from the tank, and it's kind of useful to just be able to see at a glance whether or not we've used up all the fuel if strange things happen. Right, okay, let's give this a go. That waste gas tank might need to be resited at some point. It feels like it's kind of in the way now. Right, so I think that the output's the top. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's start there. In fact, we've already got some pink ones, so that's fine. So that will actually be easier. Whoops. Let's go grab those pink ones. They can go straight in there. Straight down. Whoops, fell off the edge. Into there. Okay, not quite the tidiest positioning, but that's okay. It's not the worst either. And that's exactly the right number of pieces of pipe, so it must be fate. There we go, good, right, okay, and then this one is going to connect to the fuel line, so I'm going to just grab a piece out of there just so that I can do that. Now, I think I'm going to connect it. I need to obviously be this side. I think I'm going to run it around just straight across there actually. That looks like a really good place for it. We obviously want it on the tank side. Let's get a bit more into that tank. We just need to be mindful that if we use all the fuel that we have for smelting, we will not have any for generating power. That's fine, that goes over there. Go, just sneaks in underneath there. That's actually quite neat. Right, so it needs to end up over here. Okay, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this with this end. I'll put the valve on there. Oh, no, I did that in the wrong place. I mean, we're not going to have enough pipe, but I think that's useful just to be able to shut that off if we need to. Right, okay, so we're going to need probably about 12 is my guess. Let's go this way just for a change of scenery. Hey. And obviously once we can make advanced alloys, that opens up all sorts of other things to us later on. The biggie being the mining rocket, because clearly once we've got the mining rocket, we can have that go and harvest very large quantities of ice and ore. But as I say, we need to solve the atmosphere pressure problem before we do any more major expansion inside the base. I do want to build an oxygen farm. I do want to modify or probably expand the greenhouse so it's less cramped. I think that will solve a few problems, and if we can do that, oops, wrong one. If we can do that and get the chutes sorted out properly, that would be good. But damn, wrong hand. But we need nitrogen desperately to do that, because otherwise we're just going to be back to the same old problems of not having enough pressure. We haven't really got enough pressure to get good gas circulation in the existing hab. So substantially increasing the volume. Okay, we only needed 10. Substantially increasing the volume doesn't seem like a particularly smart idea. Right, okay, so first things first, does that power? Yes, it does. Okay, next question is if I don't want to waste too much gas, if I turn that on and do something, does it pressurize? No, it doesn't. It doesn't pressurize because that's turned off. Now it does. I actually think I might move the I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to put it somewhere along here. It's a useful safety feature to have a valve somewhere easily accessible that we can just throw if it all gets a little bit out of control. Having it behind is probably not ideal. Don't necessarily want to stand too close to a furnace that's in danger of popping. Okay, so let's actually try bringing some pressure in here. Okay. Okay. A little bit more before we actually get ready to light this thing. I'm going to make sure I've got the ingredients for inconel, because if we do actually manage on this test fire to get the conditions we need to make some, I'd really like to actually have what we need. So we need 1 part steel, 1 part nickel, 2 parts gold. Inconel's quite a good test because as long as you get it over 600 Kelvin, really the only thing you need to do is get it into a very narrow pressure range. That's the challenge. But that makes it, as long as you can get the pressure. Oops, I turned up the wrong one. I have a mental block with the input and output on this thing, and I don't know why. The icons are quite straightforward, but I just still struggle with it. So I'm going to get this up to about 950, because I think, unless the changes in combustion have screwed this right up, I think that is going to be about what we need. Okay, so you can see that temperature is going up quite a lot. Probably not enough though. No, we need more pressure. Let's vent that. Okay, the pressure's still too low. We may have just burnt an awful lot of fuel for nothing, but let's see what we can do. Need to try and push it above 20, it's between 23.5 and 24, so if we can just push it above there, we're in the right zone. Turn that off. So we're too high now, and obviously the pressure's still going up. Falling quite fast. Okay, not quite. Nearly. And then we'll have a small window. There we go, inconel. Look at that, first cast with it. Right, and I guess what's in there is entirely waste gas. It's probably mostly CO2 and pollutant. Almost no unburnt. It's hot, but it's yeah, there we go. Anyway, right, there's 50G of inconel. That's useful. Probably should have a valve to stop it backflowing into that tank actually. Anyway, right, let's take care of my water. And there we go, the first successful casting of a superalloy. And I'm going to go right over here, and I'm going to see whether or not we can do sensor lenses, steel, silicon, inconel. Right, so let's we should have still got some steel. Yes, we have. So we just need some silicon. Let's over here. Right. Yeah, I'm going to put some lights up. We've got enough power. There's no need for us to be wandering around by torchlight, is there? And I know it's something that a couple of people have noted on the video comments as well. So, whilst it makes sense early game to conserve power and other resources, I think we've got enough for the moment. Although we're going to burn through our volatiles pretty quickly. At the current rate. Anyway, right, let's one job at a time. Let's go make these sensor lenses. Okay, so then the other thing we need in here is the chip, which I think we make at the oh no, we can make it there. Ore scanner. Right, we need some iron. That's okay, we have iron. Okay, and we'll make that. I will need a battery. I think we've got some, but nowhere near enough. We want to just probably use a small battery initially. So let's open those, and you'll see it takes a chip and it takes a battery. At the moment there's only one type of chip that can go in there. I'm guessing that will get expanded in future. And we'll put the battery in there. Okay, so just to give an idea of what that does, if I turn that on, you can see we can identify all of the hidden ores buried underground. So we're on a big iron vein, which we kind of knew from our previous digging. But they're pretty cool, augmented reality. And we can now find, if we need any specific ores, we can find them. And obviously what I'm hoping we'll be able to do, that's oxide, copper there in orange, iron in pink, silicon there in white, there's some gold, lead, there's volatiles, It's obviously quite difficult to do this at night. Water. So if nothing else, we can find the veins of water ice. That is nickel. Is that nickel? Yes, it's nickel. I'm just reading it upside down, NI.
Hunger caution.
Okay, let's have a fly around and see what we can see. And you can see you obviously get a good 3D view of what's going on underground there. The colour I'm looking for is a kind of green colour, greeny blue. So far this is kind of what I expected. There's cobalt. Right, what's quite difficult is you can't actually really see what's going on, especially not at night. Where's the lights at the base? That way. Okay, I mean, I think what that proves is that there isn't some just lurking really close to base that we just didn't find. That doesn't surprise me. That's uranium, bright green. I didn't expect any to spawn this close, but what I'm hoping is that if we were to go a bit further afield, we will find some nitrice and be able to mine that in larger quantities. There's a very large amount of iron in that hill. More uranium. Oh, and that's the power going out on them. Okay, well, that was an interesting little flight around anyway. You can see the principle of how it works. And actually we're out of power, so it's probably just as well we're coming back now. Right, let's... oh no, we're not out of power. Why did my light not work? It's working now anyway. Right. Okay. We'll go and explore further, probably with the rover, certainly in daylight. But for now, let's see about some lighting, if we can manage that. Of course, we've got to find somewhere that we can actually fit this, because the inside of this wall, as an example, is a complete mess. But we could get some lights up here. They will help. The long angled are quite good because they tend to shine slightly onto the ground rather than along at a high height. Let's connect that on up. Right, what's going on here? Oh, the connection's not where I thought it was, is it? Where is the connector? I thought that was it there. Oh, it's just being really strange in terms of the clipping. Oh, okay. I thought it was... Well, that's a bit of a nuisance. Won't have that. Wow. Okay, that's a real nuisance. We'll have to fit it there then. It's a really strange way to set it up. Oh well, there we go. Right. I think that is probably... We are running low on fuel now. Yep. Let's see if we can inject some more. Yeah, a little bit more. Not sure which network I want to connect that to be honest. Feels a bit strange to take it all the way to that pink one, but I guess we'll do it. That will help a bit anyway. I would like to get a light into that wall, but I'm just not sure that there's going to be any sensible places where I could put it. I mean, that looks like it works, but how the hell I'm going to connect that to anything, I don't know. Let's try it. I'll figure it out later. Oh yeah, there was that stray piece of iron that blew in here when we were going to make some alloys, and then the storm came. I should probably deal with that at some point. Right, the only way to really connect that is to connect it directly to the battery output, which is definitely not going to qualify as best practice, but it'll do the job. Right, we were going to make some more electrum in here, but we were having trouble with this auto-igniting. Let's see if that's any better now. Okay, that does look better. Right. I thought we had some heavy cable. Yes, we do. Just need to... There we go. Close that wall in. Okay, longer term we can probably put some logic on the lights to turn them off in the day, but at least that means that this main area here is properly lit. The greenhouse itself isn't really, although we have got grow lights in there, not glow lights, that's a whole different thing. Right, there's some electrum. I can't remember what I needed that for, but it will come back to me at some point, I'm sure. Let's lob that in there, and where did I put that iron? There it is. That can go in there. Invar. Look at that, bang, straight away. Good. Okay, that's a good start. Right, we've got all sorts of alerts going on, so I think I'm going to set this to cycle down. I am going to go and get some more hydrogen because I am a bit concerned, or more volatiles, because I am a bit concerned about the amount that we have. I'm standing too far away. No, come on. If you've got them, you might as well use them. We don't need an enormous amount, but we do need some.
Jetpack low.
Oh, that was silly. I should have topped that up first. How low is it? It's pretty low. That's okay. So you can see as we mine this out that the indicators are disappearing. I haven't actually got much room, have I? Probably should have planned ahead. I haven't even got any more room in there. Oh well. It's melting, but let's see how we get on. It'll probably be gone by the time we get back, but it'll definitely be gone if I don't bring it back. Yeah, all gone. Right, okay. Let's get this in here. We know we've got plenty of oxygen, so really it's just getting the volatiles that we need. Obviously this will also bring the temperature of the volatiles tank down because this is freshly crushed ice, so that is helpful to us as well. Feels like it takes an extraordinary amount of time. In fact, whilst it's doing that, I'm going to turn this back on. Right, that's already looking a lot better. Never fitted those pipe meters, did I? That's why I haven't got space anywhere. Let's do that. Then things out a little bit. So I want to know if there's fuel available. And I'm also going to measure this. Okay, good. It's still pretty hot in there, so we could use that. If we've got anything else we need to smelt, we could probably use that. Mind you, talking of pretty hot, I'm not sure why that's still injecting anything into there. I thought I'd set that to shut down. I had. Right, that's better. Okay. Well, at least that should hopefully give us the gas we need to make enough fuel to keep going. Although having said that, we've consumed all of that already. Okay, we've got pretty high pressure in there, so let's let that equalise. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's quite a lot of fuel actually. That should be fine. I'm going to shut that so that we don't just burn all our fuel. Longer term we shouldn't need to do that, but we haven't got a sustainable source of volatiles just yet. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, we're going to sort out some of the large number of warning alerts we've got here. So drink, and chuck that in there, and get that refilling, and some food, and where's the can gone? There it is. Right, that can go in here, and I'm sure we can make something straight away with that. 129 cooked tomatoes. keep us going a little while, won't it? And we'll put that in there. Right, we've got a lot of flour in there as well. Okay, we've still got a lot of mess in here. It's better than it was before I did the rerouting, but it's not exactly brilliant. But never mind. As I say, we will try and remodel all of this at some point, but it's just dependent really on actually being able to get enough gas to pressurise whatever we do. And I think the biggest problem we've got in this greenhouse is a general lack of space. Although having said that, no, right. Let's go throw this in here, and I'm going to make oil out of this. Food clearly needs to be rebalanced because it's an insane amount that I'm producing here. I probably ought to just adjust these harveys to stop gathering seeds now, to be honest. I can't remember the code, but I think it's probably relatively straightforward. The chip's under here somewhere, it's that one I think. So probably we can just pull it and modify the code to ignore the seed part of the cycle, because I kind of feel we don't really need any more ever. We're probably now we should be an international seed exporter to colonies across the galaxy, but there we go. Anyway, right, this is slightly tidier. Right. Yeah, very slightly tidier. Those were 10 stacks, that's not there. There we go. Right, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Right, need some chickens to use all this wheat. But did that go in? Yes. Okay, well that's a little bit better. Now what I'm actually after here is I'm actually harvesting these ferns for a reason. Because I think we're probably now in a state where we could actually make, or at least attempt to make, a medical pill, although I have never done that before and I have no idea whether the game actually is feature complete on the chemistry side, but I guess we'll find out. So I needed 10 ferns. I think I've got a couple down the bottom, but let's not bank on that. So I'll drop them down there. So we brought some cobalt in last time, but we actually also need
Power critical.
Yeah, power critical. Yeah, let's fix that as well. There we go. Okay, let's go, and we'll top up the jetpack as well. Actually, we may as well top up all the gas tanks. Top up or empty off.
Air tank critical.
Okay, that's that one.
Jetpack critical.
Gradually working my way through the number of alerts in the top corner of the screen. Got some slots here, yes we have, amazing, that can go in there, those can go in there, that can tidy up over there, and in fact I'm going to hang on to this deal sheets, but that can go there. I'm also going to hang on to the plastic because I've got some walls that I still haven't closed in. Right, so what was I after? Silver. Okay, so I think, if I remember correctly, that to make a medical pill we need 1 silver, 1 cobalt and 10 phenoxyetone. So I'm going to this is going to be messy whichever way I do it. Right, and I'm just going to throw these back in here and let the automation remelt it and re-roll it up into a 50G ingot when it's done. I don't know what the state of it is in there, but oops. And if I chuck that in there for 2, that should be the most efficient way, because we should get 2 4s, which are both going in, and a 1. And in fact, I'm going to split that into 2 1s. There we go. And I'm going to take them in with me. Okay, let's try this. To our temporary chemistry lab. Grab the ferns, and also need. Let's just move this, there, that, there. Let's grab that. Let's split 1. Let's put that back. Let's close that. Okay, well, let's. Oh, we have got 1 in there. Okay. I don't really know how to. Okay, well, I don't really know how this works. I'll be honest. I'm not sure how to put multiple things in here, unless I. No. Okay. None of these controls seem to do anything, so it does seem to be a case of there's all you can do is put things in or not. It says we can make it in here. I'm not sure that that is actually true. Or if you can, I'm not doing it right. Let's see whether there's any more information on the chemistry station. So those are the things it can make, and that's the things it uses to do it, which is really interesting. But I'm not actually sure how to use it. Let's see if there's anything else in here at all about chemistry, reagents. What I'm not sure is how to mix these things together. That's the problem. I don't think we just put them in the blender, although frankly at this point I'm prepared to try, so let's go do that and see what happens. Otherwise, I guess more research required. Reagent processor. So let's see what happens if I put those in there and turn it on. Okay, what if I put that in as well? Swap them around. Okay, So it's making the noise, but it's not. Okay. No, that's really not doing anything. So what I can't figure out is how to get from these into anything meaningful in the chemistry station, because I can only put one ingredient in at a time. So I'm wondering if it's just not fully implemented yet. That's probably the case, to be honest. I've never used it before, but there's nothing on the back. No, I think this is maybe just not implemented. Creating unknown. I mean, no, there's nowhere else it'll go. No. Somehow I need to be able to put multiple ingredients in. Okay, well, you know, it was a nice idea. In the meantime, I guess, you know, should we want to at any point, we've got all the ingredients if there's some sort of an update. For now, they're going there because there's no space in there. Right, there's still quite a lot of work to do internally as well. However, let's go see if we can find some nitrogen, since I think that is the sun coming up. Yes, it is. So we'll take a few minutes and go and see what we can find out there. We're going to take the rover just in case we find an amazing deposit. I feel like the rover's jumped when I wasn't here. I may have parked it that badly, but I think even by my normal standards I'm struggling to see how I got it there. Oh well, never mind. Right. It's actually really hot in here as well. What is the gas mix? I think that's what's come out of the... It's nearly all CO2, there's a little bit of other stuff. I think that's what's come out of the ice as it melted. But nonetheless, I can't actually see behind me. This is an interesting challenge. There we go. Okay, let's... actually, I'm going to leave those doors open. It's a bit of a risk if there's a storm, but... Okay, driving with these glasses on could be an absolute nightmare. And I may wish I'd never done it, but let's see how we get on. They eat power though, don't they? Look at that, the rate they're going down. In fact, they're not even picking anything up, so I'm guessing I'll have to get out of the rover. Let's get a little bit of distance between us and the base then, into a cell that hopefully will have spawned a little later after the update. Okay, that will do. Actually going to swap that out. Okay, so far this is rather confirming my suspicion that none has spawned into this world, and we will have to come up with an alternative strategy for our nitrogen production. I know the original change notes did say that it wouldn't spawn into existing worlds, but then when I queried it, there was a confirmation that actually they will, just not into grid cells that have already been generated, but I feel that this is probably far enough that they really should have done. There's nothing in any of these, is there? Okay, where's the rover? Over there. It's certainly useful to be able to survey the landscape like this anyway. It's going to make it clearly very much easier for us to find things that we need as we need them. It's certainly a game changer for mining, although I don't think it's going to solve our nitrogen problem. I think we're going to have to do that a different way. Turn these lenses off for a minute just so they can be clearer where the rover is. Over there, that's what I thought. Okay, flick them back on. Make a very dramatic noise when you turn them on, that's for sure. Well, okay, that's a pretty wide sweep, quite a long way away from where we started, but you know, let's see, maybe there's more to be had. Let's flick them off. Some potholes over here, I remember from coming over here a couple of episodes back. Whoa! So the good thing with the rover is we can cover ground quite quickly, and we have got a lot of stuff on board, so if we do find anything, it's going to be good. Just have to see, get into some more unexplored territory. Okay, let's try here. No, it's not looking good so far, is it? I mean, at least it means that I wasn't going crazy when I just couldn't find any. I'm not sure there's any to find. I don't know how much landscape is actually generated on loads though, so it's possible that it's an enormous area and we really have to go a very, very long way. But hey, you know, that's all right. One of the things I think currently is a bit lacking in Stationeers, because the ore tends to be fairly randomly spread throughout the map, is that it doesn't feel like enough reason to move further from base and set up an outpost. So for this save at least, if we do find something really far away, perhaps that will solve that problem. But I'm not sure we're going to find any anyway, so at least I think we've given the problem a good airing. So I think what we'll do, I think we'll assume that that's that. We will aim back for base, and then I think we'll probably call it an end there with that episode. We've managed to make an advanced furnace. We've made some of our first advanced alloys and sensor lenses, so that's quite an achievement. And I think that's probably as much as we're going to get done today. Otherwise I'm going to be running into starting a new project, which is going to then make it a 2-hour video, which I'm trying to do less of and trying to keep them to kind of one project per video, which I appreciate I'm not very good at doing. Right, first things first, we want to head back in broadly that direction. Let's actually make sure we're going in exactly the right direction. The tracker cartridge should be in here. Yes, it is. That is good. Oops. Oh, I opened everything by accident there. My finger slipped and I clicked too much. Right, okay, let's put that back away. Let's get that there. Let's get this. Let's turn it on. Okay, that's not so good. I forgot I turned off the tracking beacon when we were very low on power. Okay, interesting challenge. Let's so we were going at about 300 degrees, so by dead reckoning alone, it should be somewhere in that direction. We're certainly out of visual range. Well, there we go. This could be our first time of getting lost. Very careful and pick my way between big holes because it is dark. Still out of visual range. Obviously slightly cautious of driving too far in the dark, potentially in the wrong direction. We have drifted off because the right direction I think is more like this. But I'm kind of guessing now. Anyway, let's get to the top of the hill. Tops of hills are probably sensible places to be, or at least up the hill a bit. I think probably after that we're going to wait for dawn, so while that's happening, let's at least mine some more. No. Wow, that filled fast. Actually, let's I'll never find what's where otherwise, will I? See if there's any water nearby. Does not look like it. No. Okay, well, we'll take the rest of the volatiles. Actually, if I'd left that turned on, I could have easily found. There. There's probably some safety regulation against mining volatiles and oxide on the same belt, but oops, never mind. Right. Should be getting light soon, I hope. Which way will the sun come up? That way.
Hydration critical.
Well, I suppose we just wait. I don't want to go too far in case we're going in the wrong direction. Although I'm reasonably sure that we were certainly going at a heading of 300, so reasonably sure that we're not too far off, but I'm not sure we were going in a straight line before that. And driving in the dark, especially when you're weaving around potholes, very easy to get lost, so we'll just let that do its thing. Maybe I'll climb the mountain for something to do. There we go. I mean, I could mine more copper and stuff, but I don't want to get too sidetracked. I really just want to figure out the way back now. There's the sun. Okay, we're alright for that. Looks like that might actually be the base over there. Something strange going on with the sun, but yeah, there's the lights of the base, so we were actually going in the wrong. no, we were going in roughly the right direction. I've just turned around this hill, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Probably just as well we didn't keep going. There's the base in the distance. That's why it's always worth waiting until daylight before driving. Oh, although I've now got the sun in my eyes, I need sunglasses. Wow, that's actually is really quite difficult to see where I'm going now. With the sun at such a low angle, you can't tell whether something's just a small bump or whether it's a massive crater that the car's going to go down. No! Exactly like that. Not good. Okay. There's a serious chance of making this much worse now. Let's try and open this up and build an out ramp. I feel this adventure has been exciting enough and entirely fruitless in terms of finding nitrogen, so let's just get back now. Right, I don't know whether the vehicle's going to be able to drive up that, but well, the first problem is it's got to get down before I can get it to go up. Okay, let's see if that will work. Slightly, it's wedged on here now. Don't even know how steep I'll be able to get this to go up before it gets stuck on something again. Oh, that's clearly not going to work, is it? Right, I can see the problem, I think. Come on, I believe in you. Oh, it's not going to happen though, is it? That's too steep. Yes. Okay, now let's drive carefully. Can't be doing with falling down another hole straight away. I have to say, putting the radar up on a tall post like that, although it was completely unnecessary, it's actually inspired because it's made a huge difference to the ability to spot the base from a distance. Okay, there we go. That could have been very much worse. Imagine if a storm had come in while we were out there. That would have definitely been much worse. Learning point, always double check that the tracking beacon is on before taking the rover out. Don't want to drill too deep down there, it's going to be a nuisance for finding my way back again. And if I drive out that way I'm going to have great holes to go around, but okay, let's close that down. Right, so we have at least now got several belts full of stuff. I think that was all of them. Yes. Okay, I'm not going to use this. I am going to, although we have got the Ice Express sorter now, but I'm actually going to do a couple of things. So first of all, these ones are just going straight in. All that water is. So that's that. Hoping that this will give us really quite a lot of hydrogen. Oh yeah, wrong tablet. In fact, I'm going to switch the, yes, okay, that's good. I'm going to switch the tracker on in a minute whilst I'm thinking about it. Because I don't think we really want to make that mistake again. We've got plenty of power now. What I do want to do is just make sure that I put the tracker back on the, there we go. Have I got an empty belt here? Is that one empty? Yep. That one can go straight in there. Right, they're all full. Okay, right. Okay, well, hopefully we won't be making that mistake again in a hurry. Oh, come on. Thought you were going to go in. Right, once we've processed all of this, at least it'll mean we've got lots of fuel, which will keep us going for a little while. And I think we'll have to give up on that strategy for obtaining nitrogen, so we will have to go old school and try to get nitrogen from any other source we can. So obviously buying some is good, but we're also going to probably want to recapture some of the gas output from smelting as well. Plus obviously this oxide does have some nitrogen content, it's only 10%, but 10% of whatever that was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stacks is equivalent of 1 stack, I guess. Yeah, we're getting a little bit in there. Okay, we've got quite a lot of volatiles now, that's good to know. Tidy this up a bit so I can find things later. Okay, so we'll finish processing this and then we'll go inside, top up the various things that we need to sort out, and then I think we'll call it a day for this episode. It's an hour and 20, so I reckon it'll be nearly an hour and a half by the time we've done all of that. So at least we've got the advanced furnace working. We've made some inconel and some goggles, and he's proved that we're not going to find any nitrice anywhere nearby. So there we go. Right, all of that done, and actually also look, we've lit the base quite a lot better. In fact, if I turn that off, you can see even though it's night time, that is better. Probably do with some over here. I've got light, but I guess I've got light kit here. Nice. So where is it? It's in here. Where are you? Come out, come out. Okay. I mean, I could probably put something like that. It looks a bit mad. Let's see if we can come up with something better. That would be nice if it was higher up. Okay, let's just go with that sort of panel there. That will do. Yes, I have just broken the power to the hab, but not for long. There we go. A bit more light out here. That's easier. So in fact, if I turn that off, you can see, yeah, we can see reasonably well now. It's definitely better than it was. Right, okay, let's turn that off. Let's turn that. Okay, let's get inside. I'm going to rather cheekily just switch batteries with that. That gets rid of that warning. Definitely need some lights in here still. Okay, got some downstairs, we could actually do that. However, first things first, water. Right, there we go. The only warning we've got left is that our lungs are still damaged. Well, that's how it's been for a while now. Okay, that's a start. Whoops. enough. No, I haven't actually got enough cable to do very much more. Unfortunate. Okay, let's see where we can at least mount one, even if I can't do anything with it. Okay, we'll let us do that. Whoops, stuck under there. There we go. I think once we get these connected up, it'll be nice and light and airy in here. It's not too bad on this end, but I'll keep one back, mostly because I haven't figured out where I'd use it yet. Right, there we go. That's all the cable we've got, but at least there's some lights up. I will connect those up in future. In fact, let's do that so that once it's connected it just comes on. There we go. Right. Okay, there we go. It's the start. It's better than it was. It's definitely lighter down there. Almost looks decent. We're going to have to do some proper decorative works around this atrium anyway. It's the concept is there with the plants, but we're quite a long way away from finishing it. I don't think we've got enough walls. Maybe I could do some. Oh, we used flat walls last time, didn't we? That's why. I don't think we've got any of them in here. No. Okay, what I could do though is I could use those just to tidy up some of the windows. So I think we did the insides on all of these. Possibly on the... no, we haven't done these yet. Actually, I'm going to leave that because we've still got building work to do. But there are some up the top. I noticed when we were fitting lights where you could definitely tart it up a bit. Just about all of it, to be honest. Bit of a random order, but it's better to put them somewhere than nowhere. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. You can't see that pipe anymore. There we go. Right. Iron wall we don't want. Tables, stairs. Anything else we want in here? Probably not. Some nice decayed food, but that's fine. I've got a plan for that later. Yeah, I think we're all good. I don't think there's much else we can do anything useful with there. Except possibly put the table in the control room for aesthetic purposes. Okay, there's obviously cabling under the floor there, so we can't put it there, but... it's kind of fancy. I'm not sure what we'd do with it, but that would be a nice place to put it, wouldn't it? But, there we go. Come up with something to do with that, I'm sure. Right, okay, I don't think there's much else we can do much with down here, especially not with no cable. I should fit the battery charger up, but I'll do that in this side. So this will become, I know we've started a chemistry lab there, although we might move that, but this will become the hab at some point, and we will take some time to beautify that and install some furniture and general stuff, but now is probably not the time to do that. So I think we're going to call that a day for this episode. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Look forward to some more advanced alloy fun and possibly explosions in a future episode. But for now, I think that's it. It's an hour and a half. We've made some good progress. Disappointing on the nitrogen, but I think we'll just have to find a way around that. That's what it is. So there we go. Anyway, if you've enjoyed it, I hope you will subscribe to the channel. I hope you will like and comment the video. Those will make it easier for people to find, and obviously the more people find it, the more chance there is of new people finding Stationeers, which I hope you agree is a fantastic game and needs more people to play it and support it. Please do that if you can. If you've got questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I do try to answer them. Also, if you have comments on my general building, a number of you have commented on a number of things. Hopefully you'll see as the series has been progressing, I've been trying to take those bits of feedback on board. So I'm still not very good at remembering to turn off the mining drill, I'll be honest, but I'm better than I was. I'm trying to get some more lights put up. So any other suggestions anyone would like to see around the place, feel free to let me know and I'll see if I can incorporate them. Anyway, for this time, that's it. Next time round, we will have to continue to think about how we're going to get more nitrogen. I really want to expand this base. I want to build an oxygen farm, and I really want to sort out the mess that is this greenhouse. But both of those require much more indoor volume than we can currently pressurize, although we're up at 80 kPa, so we're making very slow progress, but clearly quite a lot more to do. We'll carry on working on it next time. So until then, have a good time, and I hope to see you on the next episode.